So the first start is when an organization from uh, a chief information officer or a VP of IT, or even straight from CFO and CEO, you know, how do they think about the right process or the initial steps to start an RPA implementation?
Well, I think this is the really cool thing that has been transpiring in enterprise software and accelerating over the past couple of years. And to a degree, RPA has forced the subject in that the kind of siloed ivory tower or centralized shared services that will take care of all your needs and you just show up to do your work has begun to disappear. A few years back, there was a really great quote from the CEO of Microsoft that said, basically every company is a software company. And if you're not operating as a software company, that your competitive advantage, is probably very limited. And I think that's proven pretty clear in terms of organizations that have used software very, very effectively to run their businesses. Amazon is a software company, one of the best run companies in the world. Tesla is a software that happens to have wheels, and go on and so on and so forth. So I think the view of those processes that get looked at, more so in organizations that are successful at adopting it, it's really empowering the citizen, developer, the member of the process to be able to participate, because no one knows the frustration of handling a particular process better than the person that's handling the process. Some person in IT, they certainly understand the process of onboarding a user or getting someone a new laptop in an emergency or whatever that may be. But if it's for a particular workflow process, particularly that's core to the business, the people on the front line, they know the pain and the problem better than anyone else, and they've recognized the amount of workarounds or inefficiencies that they experience. So going back to selecting those, where to start, the organizations that we've seen be most effective are those that are able to engage with their team, their people, their constituents in the most constructive, productive way. And there's challenges in doing that. We can get into that a little later. But those that do tend to be able to surface very quickly kind of the bulk of processes that can be evaluated, and then being empowered from then to actually map out which ones make sense becomes a lot more straightforward. But there are hundreds and hundreds of wins that can be had, that are fairly small, but cumulatively have a tremendous impact. And unlike workflow projects of 10 years ago or 15 years ago when I started in this type of activity, the automation space, everything required really big development, really heavy lifting, and that's where really strategic processes were being designed. But where software is today, particularly RPA, I don't think that's the case anymore.